Kính thưa quý vị, trong thời gian gần đây, chúng tôi đã trình chiếu một số chương trình với đề tài kiểm tra dân số 2020. Tuy vậy, đây là một đề tài khá quan trọng cho trong cộng đồng người Việt của chúng ta, nhất là Á Châu Thái Bình Dương. Có một số điểm mà chúng ta phải cần tìm hiểu và cũng nên biết tầm quan trọng của cuộc thống kê 2020 này như thế nào. Một lần nữa, chúng tôi mời quý vị theo dõi cuộc nói chuyện của VNTV và bà Gayle Hom. Bà Gayle Hom là một trong những người hoạt động ở San Diego trong lĩnh vực này, và bà biết rất rõ tầm quan trọng của cái cuộc kiểm tra dân số này như thế nào và ảnh hưởng và những cái dịch vụ mà đem lợi cho châu Thái Bình Dương của chúng ta như thế nào. Mời quý vị theo dõi cuộc nói chuyện của chúng tôi giữa bà Gayle Hom và VNTV sau đây. Hello, Gayle. Welcome to the program. As you just heard, I introduced you to the program with the Vietnamese audience and on VNTV. So once again, welcome.
Thank you very much for having us.
Okay. As you know, we have been pretty much gung-ho on this Census 2020 with your organizations, with the UPAC and also County 2020. And we are hoping to get a lot more participation in the Asian community. So as a consultant for UPAC, can you tell us once again, how is that important for the Asian community to be a part of this County 2020 or Census 2020?
Yes. Well, the Asian community and Pacific Islander community in San Diego is the fastest growing ethnic group in San Diego region. And we are just really proud to be a part of the coalition, the Count Me 2020 coalition, which is administered by the United Way of San Diego County, to really reach the API community here in our region to be sure that they are participating in the census, because without being counted, we will not receive the critical resources that we need in our immediate community. And reaching our API community is a challenge. There are barriers that exist to reach the hard to count in our immediate region, that being especially linguistically. That is a very big barrier for us. So with that being said, UPAC, having been in the community and serving the hard to count populations for over 30 years, is a trusted messenger. So the community.
With that message, I mean, if you said that we are the hard to count because of the language barrier, was there any assistance to those kind of languages to help them a little bit more efficient in a way that, or at least the language in targeted those communities for them to be participated?
Yes, yes. We're making every effort, as well as the Count Me 2020 coalition, to include organizations within the coalition that speak some of these languages. The Quran organization, their Bayside, Bayview, and also UPAC have many individuals who can assist with those languages, as well as the U.S. Census Bureau is offering in-language support this year via phone, via on their website, and also Count Me 2020.
So with that, I mean, it's adding on top of the complications or the challenges already. The COVID does not help in any way. So how is that you or UPAC in general strategize differently in this particular pandemic?
Gosh, it's been challenging, not to say the least. And we have pivoted very quickly and re-strategized on how do we reach our hard to count API community, considering the stay-at-home orders. And of course, we want everybody to be safe and follow the recommendations by the state and our local government. So what we've done, as many organizations within the coalition, we've actually retooled and decided that we would tie delivering essentials items that are necessary during this COVID-19 pandemic with and align the census with that, whether it be, for instance, UPAC has, for the past few weeks, provided boxes of food, care packages we call them, of healthy food and hand sanitizer and information about the importance of taking the census and
So
providing.
you deliver those sanitizer or the essential products along with the census pamphlets so that they can
yes, along with census information, whether it be a census tote bag, a census flyer, and resource information on how to complete.
How receptive are they for those people that receiving those packages? Are they welcoming them, or are we reaching out more people that way?
Yes, and they're very grateful, and many of them are residents of City Heights, which is has a very hard to count population, and some are coming from Southeast San Diego. And we've been doing this, and we've delivered close to 1,000 boxes already. Some are delivered to many, many seniors, and then most of those families come by our UPAC office in City Heights and do a drive-through and pick up their box with their census items. And they are very, very grateful. So
that's pretty creative, of course,
yeah, more than ever, it's so important during this time, during the COVID-19 pandemic, while we're all at home, to do the best we can to reach our API community to participate, because if we are not counted, we will not receive the resources for another, 10 years, because the census is only issued every 10 years. And we will not be counted, in terms of what our needs are for our immediate community, whether it be affordable housing, where hospitals go, where clinics go, schools, how do we, improving our schools, paying our public safety officials. So a lot is at stake.
You touched a good point there. I mean, during this time, everyone is looking at hospital overwhelming with the COVID patients, and they cannot get the resources there good enough to cover all of that. Would this help them in any ways? I mean, if you said the hospital need to be prepared for those living in the county, for example, and if we're not counted, they may not be prepared for that many beds, or they don't count those people within the county. Is that true? Or
that's accurate. Yes, very accurate. Here within San Diego County, we have actually in the region, we have about 250,000 individuals who are considered extremely hard to count. And within that, that number, my gosh, we have a lot that do not speak English. They are fearful and mistrust government. They want to know why do we need this information? Why do I need to be counted? But so that's what we're trying to do, UPAC, as well as a lot of the other organizations, all the organizations.
Is there a reason for us to be mistrust that kind of, governmental agencies to do this kind of work? Is that why, or why are we fearful of those kind of count?
I think a lot of it might be stem from the fact that many of our hard to count come from an immigrant and refugee background, and they actually have left countries where the government has been mistrusted. So when they arrive here, it's difficult to change that. So with a trusted messenger such as UPAC, then they trust us enough if we tell them your information is going to be confidential. It will not be shared. And this is why it's important for you to participate. It's important not just for your family, but also for your community.
So with this, I mean, we both Asians, and we're trying to reach out to the Asian population. I have to do like a devil advocate kind of question right now. is there any reason why, or is there any concerns with this year that people need to stay away from the census count or be participation in the census?
There's absolutely no reason for them to stay away from being counted. More than ever this year, especially because of the COVID-19 crisis, we need to be counted. It only comes around every 10 years. So this is an opportunity, and it's also a privilege to participate. So this is our part as being, a person that lives in this country. It's almost an obligation that it's important for us to participate, especially as Asian.
With that in mind, do we have any special resources to reach out to these communities in like pamphlets in their language that you can share with the audience here so that they can at least, look that up or go to those resources?
Yes, we have lots of resources that are included on the countme2020.org website, and also the U.S. Census Bureau's website, and that is 2020census.gov.
Right.
Now, both of those allow the individual visiting to go ahead and access the actual census, which are 9 questions. They're very short, very simple, easy questions to answer. And that can all be done at home in the safety of your home during this time when we're all supposed to be home. Or if you choose to have some language support, live language support on both of those, at both of those sites, you can access the telephone number for your language support. And so it can be done online, it can be done by telephone, and also some homes will be receiving paper surveys as well. So I can't stress how critical it is that we be counted. We here in San Diego region, we have 30 ethnic groups within the Asian descent, and 25 languages, different languages, and we all need to be counted.
So this is USNAP to 10 years ago. Have you participated in 10 years ago, and how would that data be used? That you can share the importance of that.
It's interesting you should ask that, because actually the data that was reported 10 years ago was actually used to pull together a wonderful report that was co-produced with UPAC and Asian Americans Advancing Justice. And within that report, it took the data, whether it be, a breakdown of the ethnicities in terms of population, also a breakdown of of languages, businesses, education, housing, and we took that data and we were able to create policy recommendations and for our governing officials. So it served as a nice resource for them to realize, wow, we have a very large and growing Asian population here in the region. We need to pay attention to this.
Thank you very much, Gayle, for sharing all of these during this time. As you can see, we are sitting away from from the office and working from home, or perhaps social distancing right now. And we appreciate your sharing your thought and everything else about the Census 2020. And I hope that with your kind of informative sharing just now, hopefully we got a good turnout. If not, at least all of them will be counted somehow. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience before we depart here?
Just please be counted. It's important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Welcome.